anyway, so you might as well just pull a Yui and come back and watch the game.
Yeah, just hang out, watch the tip-off, enjoy basketball.
What can we expect in this game, Casey? It is going to be very tight for sure.
Well, we're going to have a dogfight. Two teams going at it. What it comes down to is who wants it more. Not about execution, not about anything else, about heart and desire.
Underway at Vector Game 3 of semi-final series number 1. Winner advances, the loser goes home to mull over a tough series. Crocs have the ball inside to Shencher, just like they did in game 1. Crawford, front of the rim. Wilkinson pulls down that board.
Interesting look. Last time in this building, Shencher was looking for the cutters. This time, sealing the weak side, looking for the weak side shooters.
Such a great passing big man as Luke Shencher, and they just hang off Mika Vukona. Mika just decides to dribble it, rattle on the jumper. You can't give him that. He is deadly in international basketball with that jump shot.
Yeah, he's a better scorer than the Aussie League gives him credit for, and he shows the ability there.
Holmes. Shencher with the board and just misses it, blows it, gets the tip.
He blows it, but that was clever footwork to get to the rim without any contact, and then because of his size, he's able to just tip it home very easily.
Vukona looking aggressive early. Another 2 points for him. He is key.
Well, that's going to be a worry for the Crocs, because when he's aggressive, the Breakers are that much better.
Tough matchup for Wilkinson. Shencher using his elbows to clear space. And just that jump hook is so deadly.
Yeah, the Breakers going to have to do something about that. You can't give Shencher 2 or 3 dribbles on Gary Wilkinson. He's just too big to counter that.
Abercrombie lost the handle. And that goes out. Tipped away. But it came off Abercrombie's hand at the end. And the Crocs will have it.
Well, I like the aggressiveness, though. Going to the basket, not settling for the jump shot. More of the same from game 2, even though he didn't shoot the ball great.
Crawford getting some early touches as well. Shencher rolls left. Too strong, and Wilkinson gets another rebound.
Gary Wilkinson right now being left on an island, having to do that defense on his own.
Not too keen on doubling Shencher as the turnover is caught by Gill, and Cedric Jackson gets him.
Eddie Gill, just a clever play there. Had no chance of getting to the rim, but just puts his head down, forces the contact into Cedric Jackson and falls down, earns the call, and the more fouls they can get on Cedric Jackson, the earlier he's going to have to go to the bench. And Eddie Gill certainly would like to see a little bit less of him.
Transition defense has been an Achilles heel of this Breakers team periods during the season as Shencher falls and Peter Crawford has it on the baseline. And Shencher has it, throws it down. You want to see the big 7-footer do that quite a lot if you're a Crocs fan.
But how about the pass by Peter Crawford? Blind, drops it back, threads the needle, and finds the big fella.
Wilkinson, mid-range inside to Abercrombie. And Crawford got him. And I believe that may be 2 shots.
Yeah, it looks like free throws for Thomas Abercrombie as Gary Wilkinson. Peter Crawford can't see it there, just lost track of Thomas Abercrombie. In the shooting motion there, going up with the basketball, he has nothing else to do. Peter Crawford complaining about it, but looks like he got a little bit of arm, sending Thomas Abercrombie to the line where he's been so good so far in the series.
Has not missed. 10 of 10 on Thursday night, 2 of 2.
Oh, he gives it to him early.
Game 1.
Gives it to him, the curse of death.
14 of 14 in this final series. Abercrombie couldn't get the ball to drop on the floor as Blanchfield slushes to the hole, but Abercrombie, deadly in other ways, only had 1 rebound as well, which was off for him.
Yeah, not what the Breakers want. Just like that defense we saw there, not what they want. They have to limit the Crocodiles' easy opportunities.
Deep 2. Gill gets it. Crawford on the floor. Banks it in, easy as you like for Peter Crawford.
That's back-to-back possessions where just basically wide open layups for the Crocodiles. The Breaker defense has to get set. Somebody has to be there for help side, both in transition and in the half court.
So nearly 4-point advantage. Wilkinson Goes around Holmes and Blanchfield. A little strong.
Yeah, made that tough shot a little bit tougher than he had to. A floater going away. Might have wanted to try and just shoot a layup.
Everything on the line tonight. Shincher a little strong on that. Vicona brings it up. Pressured by Gill. Bottled it. Thankfully, Gill went back to Jackson. He just walks it up. Now he's looking to back Shincher in. Looking for someone to do something for the Breakers. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Corletto turns the corner. Is it a floater? You bet it is. Front of the rim, and Gill pulls it down. Blanchfield, feet set. Vicona, a lot of space. Abercrombie fires quickly, drains it. That's the shooting touch they need.
And he is shooting the ball fantastically in this building. Didn't miss in the first half in game 1. He must be happy to be here because he had a shocker in game 2 from the field.
Abercrombie went down awkwardly. Slippery in the key down that end of the quarters. Crawford with a contested 3. Cedric Jackson in his grill.
We've got 2 teams that came to play. Aggressiveness on both sides. Neither side willing to take a backward step and just going right at each other.
Abercrombie, Vicona passes that into Wilkinson. Turnover. Gill has it. No one picks him up until, well, he gets in the key. Fired inside to Shincher. Vicona had to foul him.
Tough foul on Mika. He took an elbow to the face, but a little bit. You can't make that much contact to the non-shooting arm with your face. That is a rule. It's in the books. But here we see it. Gets the arm in there, takes an elbow to the face. Obvious foul, but Mika Vicona had no choice but to do it. Crocodile's really going to Luke Shincher right now, really focusing their offense through him on the low block.
So the Crocs a 13-9 lead. Tom Abercrombie was quiet, to say the least, in Townsville.
And we can deal with it better from there, okay? Again, too many layups with it. The run passes, some of it's in deep trans. At the offensive end now, 2 things. When it's thrown in the post, be aware that on this first cutter, sometimes that guy's looking to come and snake from the baseline. So the first cut is hard, and just hang on the rim there for a second. Set a great screen here. He might be open if they come to double. This one here, early on ball, get it on quick. They're looking to switch to switch side, so a few more foul line cuts. All right, so now that causes confusion, and then we can get in our dribble reverse, get on, and then be aggressive. Again, when we're aggressive at the rim, good things happen for us, but we've got to take care of defense first. Here we go now. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, the scoring probably a little bit too easy for both teams' likings. A lot of good looks in the half-court offense right now. Breakers got to be really careful turning over the basketball. The big difference between those 2 games, game 1, 17 turnovers, game 2, 10 turnovers. Townsville pretty consistent with turnovers both games. As a half-court offensive team, they really don't put as much pressure on the defense, and it enables them to take better care of the basketball.
Shincher at the line. Rolls in the first. 8.7 boards for Luke Shincher in game 2. Great matchup with Alex Fledger as well, who's in the game, as is Dylan Boucher in his 8 stitches in his lip. Leon Henry passed straight to Jacob Holmes. So changes for the Breakers. Starting 5 remains out there for the Crocs. Fledger, big size, just stood his ground and played great defense on Luke Shincher right there.
Well, big difference between Gary Wilkinson and Alex Fledger. Alex Fledger, an excellent shot blocker, and really bothers those Shincher shots.
Swung, Bruton. And that'll be Crocs ball. Crowd don't like it. Good to hear the crowd, good to see them as well. It's not a sellout, but considering they couldn't advertise the tickets on Friday, being Good Friday, as we see the replay there of who it went off. It looked like it went off Eddie Gill.
Yeah, tough to see. You can't really tell in the replay. It must be more difficult there in real time, but crowd really was just waiting for something to cheer for in game 1. Couldn't really get off on the right foot. The Breakers couldn't. Kept them quiet, but early in the game right now, doing a good job of getting the crowd involved.
Gill bumped by Jackson. That'll be foul number 2 on him.
Eddie Gill selling the calls to the officiating crew, but does a good job. When you get that drive going, you get the defender on your hip, you know there's nothing you can do except foul you. Eddie Gill forces that contact and sends Cedric Jackson to the bench with the second foul.
Well, Cedric Jackson, as you can see here, Casey, Gill with the step, got him on the feet.
And not a whole lot of contact into it, but sometimes the key is always, if it looks like a foul, it is a foul.
Sorry, Casey, but you just see there that Cedric Jackson just waving to the bench, sort of saying to Lamanos, "It's okay, I can stay out here, don't take me off." Coach of the year, Andre Lamanos, thought otherwise and put Daryl Corletto on.
Yeah, and Andre Lamanos said, you get paid to play, I get paid to coach. You come on over here, because we're going to need you later in the game.
7-point advantage for the Crocs now. 16-9 in this first quarter, 4:18 to go. Leon Henry just palming the ball there with his exceptionally long arms. Shoots the three. A little strong. Is that foul on Peter Crawford? I believe so, and that'll be number 2.
Dylan Boucher, underneath the rim, on the boards again, had such an effect on the game in game 2. Doing the little things, the rebounds, the steals, the annoying defense. And there you just see, a light push. Gets the benefit of the doubt. Peter Crawford arguing, has a bit of a point. Oh, but he's going to get a warning here. A little bit too much arguing. Officiating crew doesn't like getting yelled at as the players go into the bench.
But Dylan Boucher looked like a piece of paper being pushed there by Peter Crawford.
Well, he's not a heavy man.
Well, he goes strong to the hole, kicks it out to Corletto. Left hand, spins, gets the roll. Daryl Corletto looking for a shot in game 3.
And over the outstretched hands of Elvin Mims. Tough drive there. Corletto no more of a shooter, and if one does drive, he likes the runner. That time, spin move all the way to the cup.
CJ Bruton right up on Eddie Gill, rolling back the years, playing the point.
Look at the energy defensively from CJ Bruton.
3 on the shot clock. Eddie Gill rips the bottom of the net.
And then look at that three-pointer from Eddie Gill.
Holy.
Got the switch. Leon Henry has to know what the shot clock set. Needs to get up and pressure that. He didn't have a lot of time. Just had enough time to shoot. Leon
Henry in the corner. That rims out, and Alvin Mims pulls down the board. 19-11. Eerily similar to game 1. Ben Allen faces up on Pledger. Pledger, great defense again.
Oh, what a block by Alex Pledger. Great footwork to stay in front of the big fella.
Corletto for 3. That's no good. The breaker's a little bit cold from outside. And there's a foul called on the Crocs.
But even though there's an 8-point differential right now, the Breakers wouldn't feel too concerned. They're getting excellent looks. They're just not falling right now. The defense is there. They have given up 19 points already, but not due to poor effort or anything like that. Just the shots that they're trying to take aren't falling.
That was Ben Allen. That was CJ Bruton in rhythm.
CJ from the corner, picking up where he left off in game 2.
Number 23, C.
Michael Cedar loses the handle. Crawford, Corletto.
Daryl Corletto just being clever, getting to the basket. Really aggressive on the penetration in this early in the game.
Gill with Corletto on him. Spins easily. Did he walk? No, he got him with the knee.
Probably a bit fortunate for the Breakers there. Would have turned into a reasonably easy layup or a foul. Instead, it's going to be ball over on the sideline with 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter.
The second unit for the Breakers. 40 points. Was sensational. As the Cedar boys, Chris and Michael, are in for the Crocs. Mims has CJ Bruton blocked from Dylan Boucher.
Well, CJ Bruton was on an island there, guarding the small forward, power forward hybrid, Elvin Mims. But Dylan Boucher didn't let his teammate all out alone on that island, came up with the block.
Chris Cedar can't get it, gets it back. Boucher saved it, and the Crocs still have it.
Well, there is an old adage, never save the ball under your own basket. You see Dylan Boucher get a little upset about himself there. Fortunately for them, the Crocodiles weren't able to convert, although they did get a couple of great looks. And here we see the block. Dylan Boucher coming from the weak side, no hesitation. Get that shot out of there.
Chris Cedar with Corletto. 19-16, the Crocs lead in the first quarter. Holmes going to work. Mims with a jumper. Tom Abercrombie pulls down the ball. We're going the other way. Corletto has his hand up on the weak side. Bruton with the up fake. Boucher to Pledger. Couldn't quite finish.
Dylan Boucher needs to shoot that layup. Easy look for him.
Mims hustling, but it's Corletto. Stutter step, holds it up. Tom Abercrombie puts it on the floor, goes up and around and in. Kennedy will go to the line.
Look at that, just hanging in the air. Jordan-esque with the hang time. Maybe not quite that good, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Great body control. Here you see it, drives baseline. Jacob Holmes goes for the fake. Elvin Mims tries to challenge. Look at the hang time up, draws the foul off the glass for two.
That is basketball poetry right there.
And that's got to give him a little bit of confidence. He did struggle from the floor in game two. Getting it going early though, 7 points, and already 1 rebound to match his game two total.
And another free throw as well. Tom Abercrombie, graceful in the air. We are tied at Vector. 46 seconds to go in this first quarter. Bobbled.
Blocks after the whistle. Those are the best kind. You can get a foul in there too.
Tom Abercrombie with the foul.
That sends Cedar to the line. Should be bonus time right now. A couple of free throws to try and break this deadlock.
Free throws were the key on Thursday night as well. Breakers shot 34.
Which was really a product of their aggressiveness, forcing the defense to do something to react. Chris Cedar misses a second, goes 1 for 2. But the aggressor, especially in finals, is normally rewarded with the foul call.
Well, to prove your point, they only shot 18 in game 1. They had very little in the way of answers as Ben Allen played good D on Bruton, and Dylan Boucher seemingly under the backboard, got the little reverse to go.
CJ Bruton starts with a hot feet, doesn't step out of bounds. Then Dylan Boucher plays hot potato with the basketball, but still is able to make it.
Tipped. It's not tipped.
Well,
just thrown away.
At that situation, that's why you need somebody like Eddie Gill in there. Mike Cedar just unable to handle the pressure, throws a bad pass that CJ Bruton had read anyway. Had it been a good pass, might have been a steal. Now the Breakers get the last shot of the quarter.
Paul Wolpert steaming mad on the sideline for the Crocs. Breakers slender 1-point lead. CJ Bruton bumped. Pull up. And that'll do it for the first quarter. Tight one as well. The Crocs were in control, but then their second unit came out and the Breakers clawed back. And they lead in the first, 21-20.
Oh, all about the desire right now. Two teams, neither one willing to back down. We got equal aggressiveness, equal want, desire, whatever you want to call it. They're both out there working hard to get this going. We see Schenzer early with the dunk. Went to him a lot early in the game. Had a great first quarter offensively, but Thomas Abercrombie, Daryl Corletto also good from deep. Peter Crawford early with the 3. But Eddie Gill about to be outdone. Comes back with it. These two teams just taking punches from each other like heavyweights in the matchup.
Abercrombie getting around, Mims with that let it play.
Poetry in motion.
Guys are fresh. Let's get it going again right now.
And listen, we ready for horns down. Try to get PC coming off one of these pin downs. I'm gonna call it at some point. Be ready for it.
Get horns 1 right now. Second play, we're getting horns down. Okay? Hey, let's get back to it. We gotta get our transition D back again right now. We do that by getting better possessions down here. Okay?
3 points shot. Let's get him. You know the rules. this or punch screen this and get this on and get good movement on the weak side. Good stuff happens for us. And again, once we get a swing, putting your head down and getting in the key with people cutting behind it has been good. See, be aware on that last one there. Like again, now you're starting to suck them in and we're starting to get some shooters open on that weak side on that penetration. All right? Got to get on the glass. This first one here, just go with secondary dive. All right, secondary dive at whoever Holmes is guarding. Okay, here we go. Stay with the bail. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Well, hear Dean Vickerman talking about winning the rebound battle. They're winning it right now, 10-8 on the official Stork sheet. Although the Breakers unable to corral a single offensive rebound in that first quarter. And at the same time, turning the ball over 5 times to the Townsville Crocodiles 3.
You can see Kevin Braswell there, second from the left, taken in the game. Kevin Braswell, the closer for the Breakers last year, part of that historic championship run.
Yeah, he's a competitor. I'm sure he doesn't mind watching the game from there, but knowing KB, I'm sure he'd rather be in it.
Underway in the second quarter. Wilkinson, Abercrombie, Vicona, Corletto, and Bruton. Wilkinson in the post. Hounded, lost it. Good defense from the Crocs.
Great job by NBL there. Game 1, that was a changer. Jacob Holmes being able to guard Gary Wilkinson. Game 2, though, Wilkinson much more aggressive going at him in the post.
On the floor for the Crocs, it's Shensha, Holmes, Blanchfield, Gill, and Crawford, starting 5. Abercrombie on Crawford. That'll be Breakers' ball right in front of the Crocs bench, and Paul Wolpert swore it went off Mika Vicona's leg.
Wow. Coaches have been known to fib from time to time, so I don't know if I'll take his word for it, but a difficult shot there for Peter Crawford. Tried to get the up fake when Thomas Abercrombie stayed on the floor. It was always going to be tough because he's such a long defender at the small forward position.
Mika Vicona has been guarded by Shensha. Holmes is on Wilkinson.
And that's the defensive matchup that really gave the Breakers fits in game 1.
Corletto picks it up, 3 to shoot. Abercrombie. Holmes with the trailer 3. Just hanging around that 3-point line and bangs one in.
Mika Vicona out of position because he was chasing the offensive glass. Gave the opportunity for an easy look for a 3.
Shensha forgot about Wilkinson, misses, and that'll be Breakers' ball. Tell you what, the Crocs believe they're getting hard done by.
Well, as a player, you always believe that. It can't ever really go against you, really. It's got to be the ref's fault. They must be cheating or something.
23-21, Crocs lead. Vicona gives it up to Corletto. Layup, finger roll, right on it.
Yeah, exactly how they drew it up. Half a travel by Mika Vicona turns into a pass that bounces off in front and turns into a layup. Just what we had.
Peter Crawford rips a 3 right over CJ Bruton. Bruton knew it as well.
And he must love playing in this gym. He is warming up from the 3-point line right now. He's got 8 points on the night, 2 for 3 from 3.
26 points. Another floater from Corletto. Crawford had 26 points in game 1. And tonight, he has 8. Corletto has 8 as well, with 4 of 6s. For Daryl Corletto, former Melbourne Tigers Shensha, just hammered as he tried to drive into the lane.
And Shensha, because of his slight build, can often be the recipient of those hard fouls. And the book on him is you want to go at him, you want to be physical with him, so every time you get a chance to foul him, you don't want it to be a touch foul. You really want to hammer the point home. As you see, CJ Bruton has a whack, and Daryl Corletto gives him no chance, just slaps down both arms. If you're going to get that, you're going to earn it from the free throw stripe.
3 players out for the Breakers. Henry, Pledger, Jackson. Check in as Shensha misses the first free throw. Makes the second. 27-25, Townsville lead.
A little 1-2-2 token pressure here.
Mims goes down in the key. Henry will fall That line too strong from Leon Henry.
And he's had so many good looks, just cannot finish.
Eddie Gill blows the layup. But Schenscher is there. Good defense by Cedric Jackson.
Well, Eddie Gill trying to get that third foul on Jackson. Instead, it goes to a Schenscher follow.
Kona gives it up to Pledger. He throws it down himself. Great passing from the Breakers.
Great ball control by Mika Vakona there. Shows the ball to defenders, gets them both up in the air, and is able to wrap it around into the waiting arms of Alex Pledger for the slam dunk.
Schenscher, too strong.
And Alex Pledger really giving him problems defensively. Tough for Schenscher to shoot over the big 7-footer, Alex Pledger.
Corletto wanted it, shoots it. Jackson tipped it. Pledger has it. Up and over Schenscher. Peter Crawford is down, but Alex Pledger is getting it done for the Breakers in the second quarter.
Well, Crawford tried to take that charge there, but bad pass there by Peter Crawford as the defense just really gives him a little bit of problem there by Leon Henry, but the move by Alex Pledger looked like he was going strong. Instead, he was just using the dribble to set up the fadeaway hook shot, and man, is that a difficult shot to defend.
Crowder into it now. They love that turnover. Good defensive pressure by the Breakers. They love inbounding the ball long to the Crocs to break that press. It has worked in the first 2 games. Went all wrong there for them as Mika Vakona kicks it to Corletto. Jackson just goes around Gill to get that.
Killing them on the offensive glass right now.
Mika Vakona fires it to a cutting Corletto. Wonderful look by Mika Vakona. Doing it all in the first half.
He really is, finding his teammates at his 3rd assist of the first half.
Boucher-esque, you have to say.
Doing the little things, the role players for the Breakers.
Blanchfield with a jab step and fires an air ball.
And the crowd lets him know about it. Paul Warford trying to say there was a tip, that there's only one way that ball's going out of bounds, and that's if it's tipped by Leon Henry. I have a hunch that he might be right there. But as it is, Breaker basketball again, trying to build on this 2-point lead.
How tall is Leon Henry?
Well, he's about 6'7", but he's got about a 6'9" wingspan. It feels like he is a long player.
Jackson trademarks splitting with the defensive pressure up top. He gets bumped.
Yeah, it's difficult as a defender. You think you've got him covered on the on-ball screens, but he just always seems to find a seam. He's like daylight. He can just get through the cracks.
Man, write that one down, kids. Eddie Gill picked up that personal foul. Casey Frank in commentary. Mika Vakona left alone up top. Can't get the roll. Schenscher box out was great. Such a pro. Good collegiate career and spent a bit of time in the NBA with the Bulls. As Mika Vakona gets the turnover, gets the steal. Waits up for his teammates. Fires it to Bruton. Pledger just reached right over the top of Cedar there.
That was just a bit of too tall. You cannot box me out because you cannot reach this high.
Mims with the foul on the floor.
And I love Mika Vakona's aggressiveness right now. Every time he gets in the post, he's looking to take it to the defense. That time just tries to rip through baseline. Mims' arm in the way. It's an easy call for the ref, but when he doesn't have that penetration lane, he takes that and is passing to his teammates and has really gotten the Breakers going here in this little mini run they've had the last couple minutes.
Certainly have. They have a 31-29 advantage. It's a timeout in the second quarter. Check out some of the stats there down below. 46% shooting the Breakers. And Townsville 43%.
But those three-pointers are a real problem for the Breakers right now. 2 for 11 compared to 50% for the Crocs.
We're getting beat by cutters. That can't happen. And now they turn it around and they're winning the hustle game. They're getting the loose ball. Can't have that happen. We want to win tonight. We've got to win the hustle game. We can't allow cutters. We can't allow guys to beat us off the dribble. They're ball on the side. Staying 11 right now.
Be aware sometimes that this guy's coming down, and you might, just keep it shooting. Here we go. Serbia here. Serbia. 1, 2, 3.
Well, Alex Pledger, you see him there, you see him here. Catch and dunk, finishing strong around the rim off the Mika Makona look. And there, Peter Crawford tried the flop, didn't work. Instead, it turns into the fadeaway hook shot. And Alex Pledger, so big in the second quarter of game 2. He's come with that same energy and enthusiasm. 4 points, 3 rebounds, but has been dominant this last couple of minutes. He also has a block to go with that as well.
It is an arm wrestle in game 3 of this II-9 NBL final series. Semi-final series number 1, number 2, tonight in Perth. Jackson for 3. Continued it with the shooting woes from deep as the Crocs have it. 3-on-1. Gill bobbled it. And that will go to the Breakers.
Well, that's why you don't throw it to the 7-footer on the full run to have him make a decision. That time, the quick pass just a little bit too high for Eddie Gill, and that's not really Schencher's fault. You know, when you give it to him there, it has to be a finish. You see Wolpert saying, just catch that ball and lay it up. Go up, dunk it on the point guard, which is what you would hope for happen. That's what Eddie Gill thought was going to happen. Instead, it turns into a bit of bouncing basketball as Schencher hits the mat.
No disrespect, but it was only CJ Bruton as well.
Oh, yeah. If you're a 7-foot player who's reasonably athletic, you got to go up there and bang that on the point guard's head.
CJ Bruton with a little right-hand runner.
Oh, taking cues from Daryl Corletto, but CJ Bruton has the entire bag of tricks offensively. Any kind of shot possible, he's got the ability to make it.
Breakers forcing the Crocs to reconsider that long inbounds pass. Gill picks up his dribble. Pledger in the key. Outside now. Face up on Pledger. Schencher, I should say, misses it badly as well. Alex Pledger's defense has been rock solid.
Just superb right now. His ability to challenge Schencher's shots.
Jackson creating. Hammered in the key. And he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
And the aggressiveness on display there. A couple of minutes ago, or a couple of plays ago, Cedric Jackson settled for the jump shot, not this time. Spinning his way to the basket. You see Eddie Gill, I don't know what he's arguing about there. He tried to tell the ref that's not a foul. I'm not even sure he got any basketball. That was straight forearm. Elvin Mims heading to the bench. Not happy with his play, but the effort's there. Just right now, the execution, not quite what it was a couple of minutes ago for the Crocs.
Alvin Mims, 2 fouls to go along with 3 rebounds. 0 shot attempts as well. He was so active in game 1, was Alvin Mims.
Yeah, that first half came out with 10 points, shooting the basketball so well, had a big block on top of that. Cedric Jackson gets the check out of the game, keep him out of that foul trouble, keep him from getting that 3rd foul.
Tom Abercrombie is in, along with Leon Henry, Boucher, CJ Bruton, and Pledger. Crocs have their starting 5 in, minus Todd Blanchfield, Michael Cedar on the perimeter for them.
This is a really long defensive unit for the Breakers right now.
Crawford just need a little bit of a look, and he will knock it down.
That's a tough cover for Dylan Boucher because as a defender, what he really likes to do is be the help guy. He wants to be everywhere, get in, help out his teammates. And when he's guarding a shooter, he can't do the same things defensively. He has to stay closer to Peter Crawford. And that time, he got caught with his hand in the cookie jar, ended up in a Crawford 3.
Pick is set high by Pledger. Bruton. Top 3. Now he's just talking to anyone who can listen out there. Went for the steal. Cedar has it, ran into Pledger. Threw it away.
Oh, I can see another one coming.
Drives this time, pulls up, goes hard. It won't drop. Schencher wraps it up like a little baby.
With both teams just taking it to the defense, not settling. Cedar unable to get a shot up on one side, and CJ Bruton unable to finish on the other.
Here's a matchup you thought you'd see more of. Abercrombie on Eddie Gill, the length. Switched, Boucher's on him. Schencher, quick shot, that's better from Luke Schencher.
And you mentioned it, quick shot. He has to take advantage of his quickness right there and get the shot off quickly. When he's trying to bang it home, he just doesn't have the strength to go through Alex Pledger. And that's ended up in bad shots. When he goes quick, you see the results are much better.
That cuts their deficit to 4, 38-34, the Breakers lead. Everything up high at the moment. Down low to Pledger, bobbles it. Holmes tries to save it. Leon Henry tried to get it. Dylan Boucher got Eddie Gill. said, yep, that was on me.
Professional foul there, only the second foul of the quarter, and stops the possibility of a fast break. But Leon Henry just struggling right now. Can't find a range from three, has a couple turnovers as well. And that pass just forced it a little bit as we see Eddie Gill checking out of the game.
7,500 in Victor Arena tonight. Great numbers. As we said, couldn't market the game on Good Friday. Just had to go out and hope for the best, and the fans have responded in Auckland, which turns into a bit of ghost city when it comes to a long weekend. Crawford bangs in another. Peter Crawford is feeling it tonight.
He is chem to play. He's got 14 points. What is it there?
14 points, 4 and 5 from deep.
En fuego, as the Spanish would say. That's on fire for everybody at home. But man, he is hot right now.
Peter Crawford takes a seat, and the Breakers seeing their lead cut to just one. 2 minutes and 3 seconds left.
And CJ, you've been anchored here when you're supposed to be the X-out guy. All right, we've got to stay awake. The guy who's man setting the cross screen, make sure you're talking and letting him know. Okay, and letting him know that you need him to XXX. We can break him so we can bust through that. All right, stay solid on all that stuff. If you end up switched onto a Crawford and there's a middle on ball and he lifts, you can't get involved in the middle on ball. You got to stay connected to Pete. Okay, so it's going to be a game of runs. Okay, as long as we're making them take tough shots. Those last couple were far too easy. At the offensive end, again, let the ball do a little bit of work. All right, so you got trans, let it get it on, and you got some shape. Here we go. Break it. Get it back in the post too. 1, 2, 3.
Well, the Crocs right now, a two-man band. Luke Schenscher with 13 points, Peter Crawford with 14. And man, does he love it on the road. Paulo Kennedy brought up a great stat. He's only shooting 35% from three at home on the season, but 44% on the road. And it must be about 75% in this building, because it seems like the basket must be 12 feet wide for him right now.
He certainly loves it. Crowd not really into it at the moment. You can hear the squeak of the sneakers. That's a charge. It's Chris Cedar, great position. Well, Mika Vakona picks up that. That's a turnover.
There you have the razor's edge of that aggressiveness. Once the defenders know that you're going to be aggressive every time, you have the ability to step in, put your body on the line, take the charge, and Mika Vakona just drops the shoulder there and gets that call.
CJ Bruton with the steal.
This press defense really giving the Crocodiles problems right now. Having a tough time not finding that leaker going long.
Abercrombie wide open. He hits the three.
Well, everybody else is struggling from three, but Thomas Abercrombie is not 11th point on the night, 2 for 2 from the three-point ball range.
Crawford fires it, and he got all of that to Tom Abercrombie. Peter Crawford will go to the line. 2 shoot 3.
The cardinal sin of fouling the three-point shooter. But you have no choice, really. You got to be out there, get aggressive, trying to get a hand up. He's got 14 points. If you got any hotter, he'd be burning like the sun. So you just try and cool him down somehow. As you see Thomas Hammer get out, all over the arm, all over the body.
Well, I think the franchise used to be called the Suns, Townsville.
That's true.
And then I think the NBA sent a letter, and they came up with Crocodiles.
You know, those big bullies, those big corporates taking away from the little guy. Crocs is good, too. It's a better visual, anyway. What kind of mascot would the Sun be? Big orange ball?
I'm going to go out with, I'm going to throw it out there, the giant sun.
Well, the Phoenix Suns have a gorilla, so you never know.
Yeah, how does that work? I mean, a gorilla.
Obviously, you think the sun, you think a gorilla. Come on.
My bad. Crawford misses the second.
Well, maybe that's the Breakers' answer. Just foul him, send him to the line. Seems like the only place he's going to miss.
Makes the third. 41-39. Minute 17 to go in the second quarter. The Breakers and a bit of a dogfight with the Crocs. Glad you could join us on Sky Sport 3 tonight. The Forgotten Channel. It's Corletto. Dylan Boucher did push Luke Schenscher in the back.
Well, it doesn't take much of a push to get the big fella on the ground. A little light in the legs, Luke Schencher is. Depends on that height, but Dylan Boucher aggressive and always going to stay that way on the boards. And he doesn't look like a strong guy, but he's got what I like to call man strength. He may not be big in the weight room, but he has strength in the court with his arms, his core strength, his ability to get you off of your spot.
Very perimeter orientated at the moment as the Breakers offense. As Boucher. Luke Schencher. You can't be serious. That is not called a foul.
Somebody call the cops. There's an unreported mugging on the floor.
Andre Lamanis has a great point.
And here it is. Schencher just comes in. Oh, from that angle, still looks like a foul.
Hilarious. All you can do is laugh if you're a Breakers fan. As Bruton did a sweet little breakdance there and picked his feet back up. 4 to shoot. Lost the handle. Coletto. And that's a 24-second shot clock violation, as it did not hit the rim. And now the crowd are getting into it.
The Crocs got off the hook on that possession. 3 opportunities to get to it. Couldn't get the steal, as Carol Coletto gets the steal.
Bruton gives it to Coletto.
That's what you do. You reward the guy that created the possession. C.J. Bruton draws the defense and opens up an easy layup for Daryl Coletto.
They might not be dropping from deep for Daryl Coletto. He's 0-4, but he has 12 points. 6 of 12 shooting. 43-39. Henry with the steal with those long arms. Boucher flipped it up, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. The Breakers starting to bring up the intensity just a little now.
And terrible turnover there. Only 7.5 seconds left in the game. You got to take care of the basketball and get that last shot. But Leon Henry bothers the handle. Peter Crawford tries to go one way, loses it. Dylan Boucher gets fouled that time, but right now, for the most part, the refs are really letting him play. A lot of contact all over the place.
What was that about? It wasn't rugby, it was basketball?
Well, I think they were trying to convince the players of that, but hey, this is a game 3. We're going to foul. We're going to make you blow the whistle. If you don't blow the whistle, we're going to keep playing.
No blood, no foul in the second quarter. Boucher missed the first. Makes the second. We have 7.6 seconds left in this first half. Ben Allen in the game for Luke Schencher.
A bit more of a perimeter shooter. And the defense, the full court defense sets up again.
Here we go. Cedar, good if it goes. It does, and that'll do it. It broke down in transition for the Breakers, and Michael Cedar cuts the lead to just 2 for the Breakers. And they'll head into halftime with that slender lead of 44-42.
See the Warriors battle a star-studded Canberra Raiders, who are out to erase the memory of a poor 2011 season.
Easy run to the line, and the Raiders are in. Will not stop Manu Vanuve.
Raiders versus Warriors, live Sunday, Sky Sport 2.
ASB understands that changing banks can be a bit of a chore. So when you switch to ASB, they'll assign a dedicated personal switcher to do all the hard work for you. Now there's a bright idea.
What's the best thing about our Super Saturday delivery deal? You get 3 large value or traditional range pizzas for only $24 delivered. That's just $1 a slice. Grab 3 large value or traditional range pizzas delivered for only $24. Domino's, it's all good.
Smoke alarms save lives. And at the warehouse this week, you can also save 35%.
And protect your family from as little as $6.50. Could you live with yourself if you didn't?
As a responsible broadcaster, Sky complies with the Broadcasting Code of Practice. If you feel standards have been breached, you can make a formal complaint either in writing or by going to the complaints page on the Sky website. You will need to state the name of the program, the date and time it aired, and the standard you believe has been breached. Send complaints to this address or online. Our website address is sky.co.nz. Complaints must be made within 20 working days of the program's transmission.
He's skinny dipped at the North Pole. Squeezed water from waste in Africa.
Not one of the better drinks I've ever had.
Done the unthinkable in the middle of the Pacific.
I guess all you do is lie back to think of England.
Turned a camel into a sleeping bag in the Sahara.
Never got my leg over with a camel before.
And found protein in every part of the globe. But can he survive the wilderness of New Zealand? Don't miss Discovery Channel's new season of Man vs. Wild, with 2 adventures filmed right here in our own backyard.
This place is still very wild!
Man vs. Wild, new season Wednesday night, 8:30 on Discovery Channel.
What if the man who knew nothing suddenly knew everything?
All of our secrets are in his head.
Constant danger does have its advantages. He's the secret. Hi, she's the agent. New to the box.
What do I do if he runs?
Kill him.
New is good.
But just like any woman, she's got a past.
I may have to aim my gun at you, so just don't freak out. You come any closer and I shoot. I'm freaking out.
Chuck, the box premiere, 7:30 Friday.
This could be the one.
This is Formula One, live on Sky Sports.
Welcome back to Victor Arena. Yes, Auckland Mayor Len Brown looking on as the Breakers lead 44-42 at the split over the Crocodiles in this winner-takes-all match. Casey Frank, first half was played at an absolutely frenetic pace.
Well, this is what you expect from finals basketball. Neither team willing to take a backward step. Each one responding. You heard Angela Monas talk about it. This is a game of runs. Each team's going on a run, but the other team hasn't been deterred, and they've come right back at them.
First quarter was all the Crocs. 19-11 was the lead at one stage for them. As you mentioned, the run, the Breakers worked their way back into it. It's just been an incredible game. Do you think we'll see one of them possibly gain the ascendancy in the second half?
Well, I think somebody's going to win eventually, but I don't think anybody's going to really pull away in that third quarter. I think down the stretch in the fourth, I think maybe the winning team's going to pull away, and it all comes down to the turnovers. The Breakers really did a much better job of taking care of the basketball in the second quarter.
Casey, if we look at the first half highlights, Daryl Corletto just doing a lot of hard work for the Breakers.
Well, he's always been in the right spot at the right time. Really, Thomas Abercrombie as well had a couple threes early. Both teams going at it. Offense execution for both teams was excellent. And really, the defense wasn't doing a bad job. They just weren't always in the right spot.
Casey, the thing to notice is how much the Crocs like Victor Arena.
Well, they love it. They got to move this building over there because they just shoot the ball at a high level. They're playing at a high level. They must love the pressure of playing in front of the big crowd.
And the crowd have been treated to some amazing plays. Dylan Boucher with a great block there. As you saw, Thomas Abercrombie drawing the foul. It has just been end-to-end action.
It really has. It's been just a delight for the eyes. Every time down the court, something good has happened. And even the turnovers are looking pretty for most of the game.
CJ Bruton picking up where he left off in game 2. Alex Pledger also picking up where he left off in game 2. These two have really stepped up in particular.
Yeah, Alex Pledger is really playing well. He's taken on that defensive assignment of Luke Schenscher and just put it on his shoulders and said, you come at me, I'm going to keep it from going to the basket. And CJ Bruton, ever the leader, put it on his shoulders as well and hitting big shots.
Casey, having a look at the stats, the outside shooting for the Breakers not going so well this evening. 4 from 15, 27%, but everything else seems to be going right, hence the lead.
Even that is a little deceptive because they hit 2 out of the last 4 to pick that up, but you look at the turnovers, the Breakers had 5 in that first quarter, able to not turn it over at all in the second quarter, while the Crocodiles had 5 turnovers in the second quarter, and that's the key stat for me. Whoever wins that turnover battle, I think, is going to win the game.
Casey, we touched on Daryl Corletto, a little bit quiet in game 1 or 2, but tonight he's been hustling. I even heard yourself and Andrew mention in commentary, a little bit Dylan Boucher-esque.
Well, you know, you got to give it handed to him because even though he's not hitting shots, that hasn't deterred his aggressiveness. And because he hasn't been hitting shots, he started to drive to the rim. And he scored those 12 points off of penetration and off of being in the right spot at the right time. And not only that, but the defensive effort has been superb. And this has been a great pickup for the Breakers. They're very pleased with him, and they're going to keep doing plays with him in plays like that.
A fantastic team player, and I love that little floater that he's got. It's just a sensational shot.
Oh, it's his favorite. He must be working on that all the time. Look at that. Just flicks it up there right in the rim.
It must be frustrating when he shoots it so far away from him, you can't really guard him.
Yeah, frustrating would be exactly the way to put it. That is a frustrating play for a big man.
Casey, on the flip side, Peter Crawford, we got just 2 points in Townsville. Another one, absolutely loves Victor Arena.
Yeah, well, the road home splits for him are very deceptive because, well, unlike most players, he's great on the road, and he came out with his eye focused in like a laser. He was just shooting the basketball so well, came off onto the court, shooting the 3, great, 3 after 3 after 3, and the Breakers just couldn't find him defensively.
Will they need to give him a little bit of extra attention in the second half of this game?
Well, I certainly think so. They've only got 2 players scoring in double figures. One is Schencher, and Alex Pledger has sort of picked that up in the second quarter. But Peter Crawford, you're going to have to know where he is at all times in the court. The help defense off of him is going to have to be a little bit less. They're just going to have to stick close to him and not give many looks.
Casey, you touched on the turnovers being a key part of winning this game. Any other areas of the game that you think could tip it in one team's favour?
Well, you look at the first 2 games, the rebounds were the key. The Breakers won the rebound battle game 2. The Crocodiles won it in game 1. Right now, the Breakers didn't do as many offensive rebounds they would have liked in the first quarter, turned it around in the second, and that got them the lead. The Crocodiles have to try and counter that and get some offensive boards of themselves.
All right, thank you very much, Casey. We'll let you get back up into commentary. At the moment, the Breakers leading 44-22. It could be anyone's in this Game 3 deciding semi-final.
It's a golf event tailored only for the best, where players expect to get needled on every hole. Each fairway designed to stitch them up. Who will measure up? The Masters, live Sky Sport 1.
The all-new Toyota Camry range. Available at your Toyota dealer with 5 years platinum warranty, AA road service and warranted fitness checks. Plus $500 worth of Toyota accessories free for the true executives of life.
Gear up for the long weekend because Rebel Sports loading 6 days with at least 25% off everything and massive half-price deals. Like 60% off all these tents, in-store and online, only till Tuesday. No one's got more sports gear than Rebel Sport.
Hi, I'm Craig. Welcome to our job. Here's stairs that I built myself, great for toning the legs and tightening the buttocks. Where we came up to now, boys have got down all the bearers, the joists, and in the process of putting flooring down. Bit of a tricky job getting up the driveway. Can't put too much on because of the trees and things. This is Andre. Andre is affectionately known as Andre the Giant. This is my brother Bruce. Mum said you had to give me a job. I had no choice. This is Dylan, Bruce's son, my nephew. Hey, Greg. Dylan's our poster boy. Andre's quite fastidious in how things are done. Thank you, Greg. There's the plans here. It's a bit like a jigsaw puzzle. Put that down and give us a hand, would you?
Right. Quarter number 3. They're on their feet at Vector. 20 minutes away from deciding the first Grand Final Series contender. Breakers, seemingly everything to lose. Townsville Crocs, the 4th best team in the league. Upset win in game number 1. Pushed hard and blown out in game number 2. We're underway, quarter number 3. Schencher going to work on that Wilkinson matchup, and Vicona just tips it off the hoop, which he can do, of course.
Athletic play right there by Victor Vicona.
Abercrombie. Pulls up. Toledo in the corner. 8 to shoot. Bacona on Holmes. Skip pass to Corletto for 3. Shooting woes continue from deep for Daryl Corletto. 0-5. Gill in a two-man game with Schencher gives it up to Crawford. 9. Crawford rises and fires. Long rebound. Jackson has it. A rare fast break for the Breakers. Left hand finish is good.
And that was initiated by a clever tip by Daryl Corletto. Knew he couldn't get to it, but tipped it perfectly to his teammate. Worked out as a fantastic outlet pass.
That'll feel good for Cedric Jackson to get out there and run. They lead by 4. It is game on in game number 3. Schencher again, in and out, gets his own board. Oh, the beauty of being 7 foot.
Well, the Crocs love this matchup. Anytime they see Wilkinson on Schencher, they are just going right at him in the post.
Schencher, though, 6 of 14. Is Abercrombie. That corner 3 is there. And Wilkinson with an offensive rebound.
And there the big fella gets himself going. He hasn't had a lot of looks tonight. That's only his first bucket of the basketball game, but he created that himself on the offensive glass.
So the Breakers are 4 of 17 from deep. And I think half of those misses are from that corner spot. The shot is there, and Schencher just picked up a foul, putting pressure on Jackson.
You got to be smarter than that. What are you going to do if you do get down there and pressure him? Cedric Jackson is just going to go around you anyway. The only thing that can happen is a bad thing. Schencher has to just be a little bit smarter, give up that possession, get back on defense, and not get that cheap foul.
48-44. Just getting back to that point, that corner 3 is definitely there. It was really Kurt Penny's spot last season. Kill teams from that corner. It's Corletto with another floater. Is it on Holmes or is it on Crawford?
Crawford's bewildered, but
Holmes equally so. And it's on Jacob Holmes.
Hence Crawford's bewilderment. Jacob Holmes, though, gets called for the grab. Daryl Corletto, just, man, that's annoying as a defender, knowing that he's going to get up that little half floater, half jump shot. He's so consistent with it. That time he couldn't make it, but he gets to the free throw line instead.
300th point for Daryl Corletto. In game number 31 for the club. (50-44). Crawford gets the baseline.
Got a delay of game warning here. Not allowed to touch the basketball, it goes through, but Peter Crawford stayed aggressive there. Gary Wilkinson has to realize that that's not only a post-up, but it's a screen, but he's so intent on trying to be physical with Luke Schencher that he gave up that driving lane and couldn't get over for help until it was too late.
Actually, Corletto may have missed a game or 2 in the regular season, so let's check that stat. Bacona tips it out, a little bit of a wild pass.
Well, that high-low action was really effective in game 1 and game 2. That was one of the few things that's been consistent for him throughout this series. Even that pass there was there, but the execution was a little bit off and ends up in a turnover.
Holmes has it now. Peter Crawford, huge in the first half for the Crocs. He's 18 in the game. Blanchfield with Bacona, I should say, right in his face.
Blanchfield hitting the 3, and the third quarter seems to be the Crocs' time. They take the 1-point lead.
You said that at halftime, Casey. The longer the Crocs stay with the Breakers, the more confidence it will give them. As Abercrombie able to get the shot off, and as he was hit, and he'll go to the line. 2 attempts.
Both teams really have to feel confident after that first half. The Breakers had the lead, even though they weren't able to shoot the ball really well from deep. As we see that Blanchfield 3 in the corner over an outstretched Mika Bacona, and also Thomas Abercrombie slicing around the defense, drawing the foul and trying to finish with the tough left-hand layup. But the Crocodiles, on the other hand, they've got to be happy coming into halftime only down a couple of points, knowing that the longer they stick with the Breakers, the more pressure they put on the Breakers, the more pressure this crowd feels and the tenser they get.
Abercrombie 5 of 5 from the line, hasn't missed in this series.
Oh, you're just sending out the kiss of death, aren't you?
17 of 17. Breakers 3-point lead.
Run with it.
He's been on fire from the stripe. Crawford. Hounded by Bruton and Abercrombie. Blanchfield gets the layup. Blanchfield's come alive in the third.
And Gary Wilkinson again gets caught in a bad position defensively. That handoff right now, very effective. Turned into a half screen as well.
Vacona on the bullet pass. Oh my goodness, Cedric Jackson got up there. Eddie Gill is tangled up with Mika Vacona.
And how effective has Cedric Jackson been on the offensive glass tonight? Has 5 rebounds there for him, including that tip. I wonder how many offensive, but Mika Vacona aggressive around the hoop. Cedric Jackson comes flying in overhead for the tip, enabling Mika Vacona to grab it a second time and get the foul.
Schencher, that is foul number 3 on him. He will sit as Wilkinson. Bruton saves it, straight to Blanchfield. Abercrombie goes down trying to draw the charge.
Good no call.
Gill slows it down. Ben Allen in the game. That is a blocking foul on Mika Vacona, and he feels aggrieved. He thought he had his feet set, but he picks up that personal.
Yeah, from this angle up here, I think he did have his feet set, but he didn't get quite over far enough, as we see it on the replay. Yeah, he just shoves his hip in there, just had to take another half step, maybe a full step over to get fully in front and take that charge straight on. The help side defense just a second late right now as Mika Vacona draws his 3rd foul and heads to the bench.
Dylan Boucher will take his place in the lineup. Just the first team foul, though, for the Breakers. The Crocs have 4 already. So Eddie Gill makes that first free throw and ties the score.
Schencher and Vacona both with 3 fouls right now. 2 of the more effective big men for both teams.
4th lead change of the game. Crocs now lead. Eddie Gill, 6 points, 1 of 3 shooting. Blanchfield knocks Abercrombie to the floor, and that is the 5th team foul. So the Breakers will shoot free throws.
There's the fine line of physicality. Oh, a tough pill to swallow, but try to fight through. Impinging Thomas Abercrombie's advancement there. Force him to the free throw line. You like that? Thanks.
Nice. That's good. That's nice. Gets the shooter's roll, Casey.
He does.
18 of 18 in the finals, grand finals, semi-final series.
He's money in the bank right now at the free throw line, isn't he? I'll just roll with you.
He's just Mark Price-esque. Former Cleveland Cavaliers free throw shooting supremo.
And South Dragons head coach.
Very right. There you go. Eddie Gill, 2-man game with Allen, moved between his legs, but Crawford saves it. Gill up fake, gets a better shot. Recovery from Jackson was great. Jacob Holmes pulls down a board. This is 4th remind.
Look at that steal. Look at that steal. Goes to take a charge and at the same time takes the ball out of his hands.
Reminiscent of the effort on Thursday night.
I don't even know how that's possible.
Breakers with this lead of just 1. Holmes on Jackson. Cheeky fake. Bad pass though. And that'll go to the Townsville Crocs.
Well, there's that over-penetration there. Really trying to force the issue. Going around, here we see that steal. Oh, takes the charge, comes down, picks it up behind his bum, flicks it around, off a Croc defender. Impressive.
Foul on the floor. It's Crawford. Curled, and that'll go on Tom Abercrombie. Into the game comes Daryl Corletto. Michael Cedar will check in as well, but we'll have a timeout. And talk things over, Casey, and it is still tight halfway through this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, much more of a slog right now. Both teams tightening up defensively, not the free-flowing action we saw in the first half. So adjustments have to be made. Got to really execute in the half court and take advantage of the opportunities as they come along.
Do a little bit of work. Like, get Allen in on balls is fine, but we can't just dribble around and no one touches the fucking thing. All right? They're in the bonus. This next time down, go with secondary rip. All right? Go with secondary rip. So I want you on this side here. Actually, no, run it like normal. Fuck it. Gary, you're here. Dylan, you're here. Okay? So Tommy, you're setting that whack. CJ, you're coming over. Tommy's coming over here. You get that catch, G's behind, and we're setting that up screen on the weak side, and then you'll dive into the basket, okay? Hey, keep disrupting with... Keep going through the second side of it. Make it work. See if we can run power flare, fish. Free the rope. Power flare, fish. Let's go.
Breakers 54, Crocs 53.
There are a few highlights of Todd Blanchfield getting out early in transition, hitting that three to start the second half, giving the Crocs a little bit of a spark, which is something that both teams sorely need right now. Got the handoff as well, being aggressive going to the cup, really taking it right at Gary Wilkinson there, but on the bench now.
Well, Alvin Mims in the game for the Crocs. Gary Wilkinson out there. Still no sign of Alex Pledger.
Which is a bit perplexing as well as he played in the first half, possibly saving him for that defensive matchup against Shencher when he comes back in.
Crawford for three. Abercrombie pulls down the board. 4.5 minutes to go in this third quarter. Wilkinson was bumped, tried to sell it as a foul, but the hustle of Boucher recovers. Tom Abercrombie just hates anything about that rim, loves the net.
Well, he talked about before this series wanting to put the pressure on his shoulders and step up as a competitor and a performer in the spotlight at the key moments, and he's doing it tonight with 18 points, 3 of 4 from behind the line.
Tom Abercrombie stepping up in game 3 for the Breakers. Gill for 3. Wilkinson, good box out on Mims. Bruton has it.
Gary Wilkinson there gets pushed off the block. He did an excellent job running the lane as we see Alex Pledger checking in the game there. But Gary Wilkinson, when he has Jacob Holmes on him, wants to try and keep that position just a little bit closer to the block so he can take advantage of that size mismatch, which is a huge mismatch now with Pledger on Jacob Holmes.
Beautiful cut and backdoor pass. Corletto and Boucher.
Look at that, reading each other like they've played together for years. But that's fundamental basketball there. Overplay on the wing. Corletto just cuts back door and a pinpoint pass by Bill Boucher.
6-point lead for the Breakers as Gill gets backdoor blocked on the weak side, but that'll count.
Looks like it might have gone off the backboard just before that. But great cut, good execution of their offense. You can see no cut in that offense is for nothing as Eddie Gill catches and lays it up in one's form. And it did just barely off the glass before Pledger gets there. Here we have a better view of it. Maybe.
59-55. Upstairs to Pledger.
Oh. Dylan Boucher threading the needle on consecutive possessions. Man, great pass, but tougher catch and finish for the 7-footer. Soft hands.
Dylan Boucher easily to get the team's second best passer. Found the big man, put it right up where he could catch it and just lay it in off the glass. Then Pledger again, just outstanding defense.
And Peter Crawford, he had that shot predetermined what he was going to do, but Alex Pledger was all over it. And defensively, he is a beast in tonight's game, just challenging every shot that comes his way.
Bruton from the car park raises his hands to the crowd.
Oh, and that is a timely timeout by Paul Wolpert as the roof is blowing off the stadium. CJ Bruton hits it, knows it's going before, looks at the crowd, and they're giving him some love right now, saying his name back to him.
All the way from Beach Road, CJ Bruton with a big 3, a bomb to give the Breakers a seemingly comfortable 9-point buffer in what has been a very tough game.
There is no moment too big for that guy.
is in, we should be greeting. That shouldn't be there. Okay, that should not be there that long. Okay, can't get beat on back doors. That was every possession right now.
You're back in the orange. You deny the first pass out of the orange.
Okay, guys. Okay, let's get in and run horns one. Horns one right now.
Let's go, boys. 1, 2, 3.
Here we go.
Paul Wolpert just imploring his team that every second, every touch, every moment counts in this game.
Well, they just got to hope that it's not too little too late, because desperation is the name of the game. He's exactly right. You have to be desperate when you get down 5. You can't get down 8 on the road in the semifinal. You have to just play a little bit tighter, especially on a guy like C.J. Bruton that's just looking for that opportunity to slam the dagger in the back.
The moment is weighing heavy on these shoulders. Everybody right in the zone.
Got a number change for Elvin Mims out there, now wearing number 40. Must have had a little bit of blood on the jersey.
2.5 to go in this third quarter. The Breakers up 9 now. Michael Cedar with Shencher battling with Pledger. Great pressure over the top, and Corletto pulls it up. Boucher into the lane. Hit by Gill.
Always looking for his
Pledger
teammates.
is smiling.
He should be smiling. He is just everywhere defensively right now. Dylan Boucher tried to hook him up with another layup. Instead, he's going to get the free throws, but here it is. Great steal, just anticipating the pass, getting in the lane. And then with the lead pass just long enough, as Dylan Boucher drives hard to the cup, gets a slap from Mims, which is fortunate. You'd much rather see Dylan Boucher shooting free throws than Alex Pledger shooting a layup if you're the Crocs. And that's why.
Front of the rim by Dylan Boucher. Alex Pledger in game 2. 12 points, 6 rebounds. But great defense on Luke Shencher. Key matchup for the Breakers, and he has been the unsung hero. Boucher makes a second.
And we see that foul from Mims. Nice drop off by Boucher. Oh, right into you. Right in your living room there. Can't be mad at the pass. You can't be mad at the guys at home, Dill. It's not their fault you dropped it off.
So Blanchfield, Holmes, Cedar, Shencher and Gill are on the floor for the Crocs. And that would be Chris Cedar. Gill is bumped, bounce pass to Shencher. Beautiful basketball by Townsville.
Perfect execution of the pick and roll there. Alex Pledger, I'd like to see him just go up and get a foul there. He's got plenty to give. He's certainly got the shot blocking ability to maybe challenge that shot.
Just 2 team fouls as well in this quarter with 1:40 to go. Leon Henry, will it drop for him? You bet it does. A bomb for Leon Henry.
And that is a measure of confidence. He couldn't hit a shot the first half. That didn't slow him down on that one. He lined it up and slings it home.
1:24, Breakers up 11 now. It has been a run for them in this third quarter. Blanchfield all alone. That drops. Blanchfield keeping the Crocs in touch.
And Blanchfield stepping up here in the third quarter. Second 3, layup to go with it as well.
Rosen just willing that one in.
Well, he's always going to test the defense. A little bit upset with himself for the shot he thought he could have hit there. Had plenty of space, just a little short, hit the front of the iron.
Todd Blanchfield there, 10 points on the night, Casey.
Unexpected yeoman-like work from Todd Blanchfield, just opportunistic in the shots. The Breakers worrying about the other guys, forgetting about him a little bit.
Holmes inside to Shencher, and Pledger got him.
They're just a bit too aggressive that time. Got the body contact, not a lot of he says the foul's on the arm, but Shencher staying aggressive around the paint, has the ability to hit that hook shot with either arm. Pledger, a little bit of a tap there. Two big, long 7-footers who haven't seen the sun in a while going against each other at the post.
Shencher misses the first in the Crocs. This is game number 37 in their playoff history. Currently 15 and 21. No championships as the rebound is bobbled, under control. And Cedric Jackson has it. The Breakers up 8 with 35 seconds to go on the third.
Keep on adding up those lucky breaks at the Breakers. Pun intended, getting to go their way. Is Leon Henry big from the corner.
There it is. That's that corner three the Breakers have been wanting to drop.
At first you don't succeed, try again. The Breakers have it going on all cylinders right now, stretching this lead out to double digits.
Back-to-back triples for Leon Henry. Points off the bench again for the Breakers. Gill falls. Cedar has it. Turned over. Whistle though. You couldn't hear it. It was loud in here as the defense call went up. Leon Henry, I think that's going to be on him. He's pumped. He can't believe it.
Yeah, from up here, I couldn't understand why the Breakers stopped playing. I was like, you guys got a fast break. Keep going. But the whistle drowned out by the crowd noise. Here we see Eddie Gill try to draw the foul there. Instead, Leon Henry. Oh, that is as clean as you like on that strip there. Clean as a whistle. No contact whatsoever, but that's how it goes. If it looks like a foul, it is a foul because the refs are only using their eyes out there. Can't depend on anything else.
You come into the defense of the ref there, Casey?
I'm trying to get some karma back for all the years that I went on the attack.
Didn't you just recently get tossed in a game?
I have no comment about that, and yes, I did.
For the NZBL, the Saints. It's Corletto on the baseline. Bumped by Alvin Mims. Paul Warpert. He can't believe it. Nobody can believe anything when it comes to the refs and the fouls tonight.
Well, it is a tough situation to be in as a player because you're putting so much of yourself on the line. Both teams are just working so hard, and they're really even in that. He feels like he's in the right spot. You know, he's got his body there. There's some contact. Maybe it's a foul, maybe not, a 50-50 call. And when those 50-50 calls don't go your way, it's just so frustrating as a player. You just feel like you're being hard done.
Corletto, 17 points, just picks his moments, does Daryl Corletto. 18 points for him now. Alvin Mims, that's his fourth personal. He's still out there. That's it for the third. Three-quarter time is up. The Breakers in control in the third quarter. They came out, the shots started dropping, the confidence was back, a bit of swagger, and the Breakers lead 73-62.
Well, they did it with a long ball. Leon Henry had two of them. Here's the first one. Came off the on-ball screen from Dylan Boucher. Tosses up the threes. Let the crowd know that he's back. Couldn't hit one in the first half, hit in the second. And there's that corner three that Moles was talking about a second ago. Ranged it up, finally found that range, and big production from the bench once again. Leon Henry, 6 points on the night. Some excellent defense to go with that as well.
Okay, we have to be aggressive. We have to communicate. You got to talk to everybody. We all have to rebound. You got to run. Okay? We got to get after it defensively right now. Roll is good for us now. Power roll, good. Stop coming forward. They're on this side. Get into power roll or get into 25 roll with him.
Hey, look for a wide roll too. Whoever's on Jake's side, come on, but I call wide roll.
Or power high roll. Or power high. Hey, but right now,
You got to give him a little bit of help by getting some hand pressure on that guard as he starts to turn the corner. If you're coming up here and you can stab to slow, just to stunt and then stay connected, that'll give us some help as well. All right?
as much as you can.
Yeah, but yeah, as much as you can, it's you without giving up a three to Holmes. You're there on all that pitch out, you got to go and get it. Keep going the three-point line. Offensively, keep running. We get stunts, keep running. Good shit happens for us when we go.
And Alex Pledger, we get the close-up because of his performance on the court. On the rebounds, on the blocks, defensively, he's everywhere. It seems like he's done a lot more than the stats say. They only have him up there for 6 points and 3 rebounds. But his presence defensively has been so fantastic. Challenging shots, occasionally getting the goaltend. The soft hands on the finish. And Alex Pledger leading the charge from the bench, in particular defensively, doing such a good job.
Scoring leaders for the Breakers are Corletto and Abercrombie, 18 each. Crawford has 18 for the Crocs. Schenscher just behind them on 17.
And Peter Crawford really cooled off at halftime. That break got him away from that hot streak he had in the first half. He would have preferred to just keep on playing right through the halftime intermission.
7,500 showing the love for the Breakers at Victor Arena. It's a great night for basketball with so many people turning up on a long weekend, given less than 48 hours notice. And they are pumped, 10 minutes away. This is winning time. Who's going to step up? Foul early. I believe that's going to be on Blanchfield.
Undersized lineup right now for the Crocs, and got caught in the switch there. Blanchfield was guarding Mika Vicona instead of Jacob Holmes.
Chris Martin in the crowd.
Actually, that's the matchup they're going with.
Casey is the swing bowler for the Black Caps, not the lead singer of Coldplay.
Oh, because you know I'm such a Coldplay fan.
I thought you were.
Huge.
Parachutes. Bruton with the ball.
Yellow.
Vicona. Wedges it with that little jump hook. You never like that when you're a shooter, or even if you're not a shooter.
It doesn't make you feel good. You say, wait a minute, that's not even supposed to happen, right? Actually, that's even tougher to do than it is to make a shot, so you should feel good about it.
73-62. Jackson harassing Gill. And what is that? Is that going to be foul number 3? He's done well since the first quarter.
There it is. Right in your face. Mika Vicona looks at that ball in disgust. He's mad at it. He's going to take something out on it later.
3 rebounds, 4 points, 4 assists for Mika Vicona.
And once again, the statistics don't really tell the story. He's had a huge effect in this game.
Pledger with the block.
Almost blocked it off Eddie Gill, too. He had to duck and dive to get out of the way. But right now, Pledger is saying, Vector Arena is my house, and you're not welcome in it. Get that shot out of here.
Look at him just tracking Gill on the key. Sometimes you just have to block the ball out of bounds just to send a message.
I just want to smash that ball. He's angry at it. He's mad it's even being shot in his rim.
Great defense from the Breakers, closing out the Crocs in that 24-second shot clock violation. Eddie Gill just had to jack that 3 over Mika Vicona, who stood his ground.
And Paul Wolpert's distressed because he can feel this game slipping away. If they don't make a move soon, it's just not going to happen.
Jackson with the greatest of ease into the key, kisses it off the glass.
And his ability to change direction on the run, just so impressive. As a defender, you got to feel just like you're stuck out there in the middle of nowhere. The illegal screen on Mims.
That's it. That's 5 on Alvin Mims. So effective in game 1. He'll have to take a seat in game 3 and watch from the bench. And he goes to the bench with 0 points.
Not even having to have taken a shot on the night. 3 rebounds to go with those 5 fouls, but not the same effect he had on the game previously. You can see him, he does not like the way that finished for him.
Jackson just having it on the string at the moment. Mika Vicona there to tidy up that wild shot. Bruton shoots it. Will that go in front of the rim? We have a whistle on the baseline. And that's going the other way to the Crocs. I believe that's going to be on Pledger, fighting for that rebound.
Excellent rebound from Mika Vicona there, kicking it out. CJ Bruton with limited time on the shot clock. Had to make a move. And Alex Pledger aggressively going after the rebound, gets the foul, giving the Crocs a little bit of hope here, down 13.
Breakers making the Crocs work deep into the shot clock as well. Schenscher with great position, lays it up and in. Patience is a virtue of this Crocs offense.
Well, Alex Pledger got that steal gambling earlier, but that time it led to an easy bucket for Schenscher.
Turns the corner. Jackson lays it off for Bruton. He gets Crawford up in the air, sold the dummy, shot it anyway, and is fouled. Peter Crawford is mystified as to why that's a foul.
I'd love to see the replay. There you see, trying to get in the hand. Well, that's why it's a foul, because you smacked his arm. And he's still arguing the point. You see him there, doesn't understand it why. Goes to the ref again to argue it, but that is nothing but arm, big fella. You're going to get called for a foul on that one. Maybe it's like on Seinfeld, if you believe the lie, it's not actually a lie. Costanza once told us.
CJ Bruton, such a proven performer. He's been to the playoffs 9 times.
Not the greatest shooting night tonight. 4 for 10 from the field. 13 points though, and he's hit a couple of big ones.
Didn't have a great shooting night on Thursday as well though, but man, he hit them when they counted. Mikavakona, another personal foul for the Breakers. 3rd team foul, and that is number 4. Mika will sit down as Dylan Boucher has 8 stitches in his lip.
Well, it's not really a breaker game if Mikavakona doesn't get 4 fouls. That makes it official.
Boucher caught the elbow of CJ Bruton. Oh my goodness. Dylan Boucher. How good is he? He's just cheating on that pass.
And you won't get credit for that steal, but he created that turnover, got his hand on it, tipped it off Crawford's fingers.
Jackson splits that double team. What ankle problem? Throws it to Leon Henry, did well to grab it. He threw it to Gary Wilkinson. It's just getting a little bit untidy for the Breakers at the moment.
Well, the Breakers need to be careful here because with the Crocs' ability to shoot the basketball, they are still in this game. They have to be a little bit more precise with their execution offensively and really hammer this game home if they want to get the win.
Still, they do look like they're playing good defense. It's Henry on Gill. Shencher, though, with great position, and Boucher finally does get something the stat sheet will recognize. Still with a 13-point lead, 77-64. 6:45 to go in the game. Just 6:42 seconds away from back-to-back grand finals. Oh, between the legs. As Jackson hits the floor. Bruton with a jump shot. That goes in.
Oh, how about that? Cedric Jackson in disbelief. He didn't get the foul call, but that's one for the highlights. Right between Shencher's legs. Scraps for the basketball afterwards to get it to Dylan Boucher, who gets it to his teammate CJ Bruton, who puts another nail in the coffin. Here we see it, bang, through the legs. Gets a lot of contact there, but just 2 guys going for the basketball. CJ Bruton hits the shot clock bleeding 15-footer.
Cedric Jackson. Shencher, offensive rebound off that Crawford miss.
Don't need shots like that yet if you're Townsville. You're still not that far away. Only 5 threes if you can get them. 5 possessions, 5 stops. The quick 3, if you don't hit it, does put you in a bit of a tough spot.
Dylan Boucher will pick up the personal foul right in the pocket of Peter Crawford. Played great defense on Thursday night as well. Excellent article in the Metro magazine this month as well as Crawford tries. Hit by Wilkinson. If you want to understand what Dylan Boucher brings to the game, by all means pick up the Metro magazine, because there is an excellent article written in there by Duncan Grieve, and talks about how Casey, when we talked about it before, how he doesn't come up in the stat sheets as doing much. Probably the worst shooting player in the NBL who plays regular minutes. But yet he's there playing hard defense, tipping balls out, doing everything that's needed.
You'll never meet a teammate of his that has anything but glowing reviews about him as Peter Crawford misses the free throw. Dylan Boucher is just the consummate professional, does all the little things, doesn't really care about the glory or the publicity, but everything he does equates to wins.
How many championships does he have in the NZBL with the Auckland Stars?
With the Stars and his big 3 from CJ Bruton.
Huge 3.
But I think Dylan Crocs has got 9 as a player in the New Zealand League. Only 9.
Only 9. Bruton. Huge again in the second half. 82-65. The Breakers are starting to blow it out as Holmes. Blanchfield tips it in again. Good effort by Todd Blanchfield.
And a lone bright spot for the Crocs right now, his ability to come off and score some points.
Hesitation dribble from Bruton, had a block from behind. Great recovery from Crawford. It's a 3-on-1. Blanchfield tipped away by Cedric Jackson. Great defense.
Man, lightning quick hands. And there just strikes to the basketball like a snake striping at its prey. See the replay here, just gets his hands on the hair perfectly there, knocking the ball loose. Blanchfield felt maybe it was a foul. We have a timeout. Both teams a chance to talk it over. The 15-point lead, not quite insurmountable yet, but the clock is ticking, and with every second that goes away, makes it very difficult. Corletto, 18 points. First we have the Townsville Crocodiles, Luke Schenscher with 21. Peter Crawford leading second there with 19. The assists, a big group of guys at 3 and 2.
He's penetrating right now and creating.
It's been a team effort for Paul Wolpert. But tonight, the Breakers have just strangled the life out of them in this second half. Mims already out. Eddie Gill has that pained expression on his face. It's not going to plan tonight for Townsville.
BC, 4:32 right now. 4:32. Okay? Okay? Look, fellas, we got to get it out of his hands. Stop penetrating. Look, hey, we got a lot of game, okay? Let's just have quality possession. Get stops and push it.
And C.J. Bruton did it early. Had the tiptoe on the baseline there to get the ball to Dylan Boucher. Taking the contact, finding his teammates, finding the runner. He stole that from Daryl Corletto, I think, but last couple of minutes as well, had the big threes. We've seen a lot of the first half action here, but it's been even bigger here in the second half.
Crawford can't get it. C.J. Bruton 5 points at halftime. Tonight in the second half, 13 is bumped by Gill. C.J. Bruton, a tough competitor as Cedric Jackson sits beside Coach Lamanis.
That's the finals foul there. If I'm going to foul you, you're going to know about it. You see C.J. Bruton with the big three a couple of moments ago. Looked quite possibly the nail in the coffin for the Crocodile season.
82-67. It's been a high-scoring final series between these two teams. The winner cracking 99, the Crocs, 90. The Crocs almost cracked 100 as Schenscher reaches in on Abercrombie. The big man up high.
Not the best on-ball defender coming through those on-ball screens as he gets his 4th foul. But when he does get out there, if you're Townsville, you'd probably just prefer to see him move his feet a little bit, not try and get that reaching in steal. It's very unlikely that he's going to be able to pull that one off successfully.
I didn't mention it. I should have mentioned it.
You should have. You should have talked about it right away.
I should have talked about the streak.
The streak is dead.
It's over.
And it's all your fault.
Wow. Way to put it on me. 8 of 9 tonight. 12 of 12 coming into the game. Tom Abercrombie tonight with 19 points. 16-point lead, the Breakers well in control. Game 3, Vector Arena. Game 1 of the finals, if the Breakers do hold on with this large lead as Crawford went down awkwardly, will be Thursday night against either the Gold Coast Blaze or the Perth Wildcats. They play tonight in Perth, Western Australia, and that game is delayed at 1:30 a.m. on Sky Sport.
Peter Crawford there, not settling for the 3 this time. With the Breakers in foul trouble, he's sitting in that bonus. Every foul is going to send him to the free throw line, and that's what the Crocs need, is the clock to stop. They need to convert these free throws, set up their press defense, and get turnovers to get back into the game. As Peter Crawford hits his 20th point of the night. need to be aggressive. They're slaying back. They're not going and doubling aggressively, trying to get in those passing lanes. If they're going to be passive, they're just going to let these seconds tick off the clock.
Bruton for another three. That won't drop. Holmes cleans it up. Gill going to work on Jackson. Crawford into the lane. Gill wide open. Tipped again, and then Jacob Holmes.
Jacob Holmes with the stick-to-itiveness. 3 offensive rebounds there, eventually gets it in. Another timeout. Crocodiles only down 12, still time to go.
Andre Lamanis called the timeout as well. He wants to talk about it. They are a great outside shooting team. Time just to tighten up a little bit and close this game out.
Look at the difference there. Those top 3 guys all just under 20 points, and Alex Fledger seems like more than 6.
More slippery than it is screening. I think it's man-to-man more than this zone. Right? When we beat pressure, okay, like the 2 shake is good, and we can throw it in, get the hard cutters and go, and keep looking to be aggressive on the rim, okay? As you set that screen, make sure you open up in case they're switching out. If you don't like a possession, go with thumbs. Go with thumbs. Sprint in, whack hard on the rim if there's a switch, and we can work that high-low. They're not playing him on the perimeter, so when we come down in trans, turn that into more handoffs.
Tommy Abercrombie, huge in the first half, slowed down slightly in the second, but he's had a heck of a ball game, especially with that pretty finish, up and around the defenders, but early he was one of the few guys for the Breakers who could find range from the 3-point line. Done a better job on the glass tonight with 5 rebounds compared to the 1 he had in game 2. But big threes all over the place. Put the pressure on himself before the series started, and he has delivered.
Back underway in this 4th quarter. 4:06 to go. Breakers in control. It was tight in the first half. They started to pull away in the third as Bruton straight over the outstretched arms of Blanchfield.
This is his favorite time of the game, C.J. Bruton, when he just gets to throw up shots however he likes them and see if they go in and let the crowd know about it.
And when he sniffs blood, he just goes in. Gill.
Vampire.
Gill in all sorts of trouble against Wilkinson. Jackson cross court to Corletto. Inside to Wilkinson. Just pops it up. Great touch from Gary Wilkinson. Just his 4th point of the game. But he has 5 rebounds. Crawford. Foul taken to 3. Gary Wilkinson has just got his back turned to the bench. Doesn't want to look anyone in the eye for the coaching staff.
Yeah, good choice there. Don't want to foul the 3-point shooter. The clock is your friend if you're the Breakers. You want that thing to keep running as long as it can. Gary Wilkinson aggressive on one end offensively, transferred to aggressiveness defensively, which transferred into a foul. And Peter Crawford, excellent free throw shooter, going to get 3 attempts there as we see Gary Wilkinson giving him a high 5, a preemptive high 5 on the shot.
And Crawford will go to the line.
So why did you hit my thumb so hard? Jeez.
He has 21 points, 6 of 15 from the floor, 4 of 11 from behind the arc. And Peter Crawford can hold his head up high tonight, and he has tried and tried and tried, as has Luke Schencher as well with his 21 points and 8 rebounds.
15 points, 3:17 to play. Not impossible, but it's certainly improbable at this point. It would take a minor miracle for the Crocodiles to get back in this one. Nicolaconis stepped in a little early. He's going to get the violation. Suckered into it by the hesitation free throw style of Peter Crawford.
The hitch, similar to Dylan Boucher's hitch on his free throw.
Pretty sure Dylan's hitch is just trying to get people into the lane, though.
It's a sneaky one. Of course it is. He has ulterior motives. Wilkinson working hard.
Well, that's not a great shot, but it's an effective shot through the double team with the fadeaway.
Cressida tried to stop on a dime and just kisses it off the glass. 89-76. Breakers lead by 13. Looking at the half-court trap, and Jacob Holmes just pushed Gary Wilkinson out of the way. Gary Wilkinson had some words with Jacob Holmes, and Jacob Holmes will be happy to see the back of the Breakers. Doesn't usually fire up too, does Holmes?
I think there's a little bit of bad blood there. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but Jacob Holmes is not having any of it from Gary Wilkinson in this series.
Game one, it was chippy as well. He's drawing away still.
Yeah, any more of that, those two guys are gonna have to be sequestered. Get them away from each other.
.241 to go. The Breakers heading to the 2012 IINet NBL Grand Final Series. As Cressida air ball.
Quick shots now. Desperation time. Just trying to get something to go in. But you're going to have to hit the rim.
Travel aside, Casey, who would they like to see in the Grand Final Series?
Well, they'd love to see Gold Coast plays. Apart from that last game, they have owned them on the season. I believe they have an excellent record in the Gold Coast. And really, when they played this year, the Gold Coast plays have just not been on the same level. Perth, however, always a bogey team for the Breakers.
Perth will be on tonight. Wildcats hungry to get back. Amazingly, Cedric Jackson saves the ball, but Holmes has it. Amazingly for the Perth Wildcats, this is their 26th consecutive year in the playoffs in the NBL.
It's decent, I guess.
It's just an amazing streak, no matter what sport you think of, considering how many looks the league has had. The dunk is blown by Blanchfield off a nice drive by Gill.
Just look at this hustle from the Breakers on this possession.
Abercrombie.
Watch out! Ooh.
Peter Crawford.
That is a dangerous play. I can understand why Thomas Abercrombie gets mad there.
That's an unsportsmanlike foul.
It's looking like Thomas Abercrombie's injured.
Peter Crawford went up and hammered Abercrombie. Crawford wasn't going to let him have an easy dunk.
And that's unfortunate from Peter Crawford. You don't want to see that foul. Flying from behind. There's no chance of the ball. It's really not on. He should be fired up. And if I'm Paul Warford, I'm getting him out of the game because there will be something coming back for that one.
Tom Abercrombie is in a world of pain right now.
The Breakers got to only hope it's only some side of a bad sprain. Hopefully nothing worse than that. Hopefully not a break. But that's right now that's looking like a high ankle sprain. Yeah, well.
Andre Lemanis is having words to Peter Crawford as we speak, and they are filthy right now, the Breakers. Now Peter Crawford is fired up. He's trying to say he was just playing basketball, but...
Here you see it. Tommy Abercrombie all by himself. Oh, geez, that's no good. His ankles, that is a terrible sprain. And this could be disaster for the Breakers as you see it again. That ankle going out, and oh no, for the Breakers. And there you see the left ankle just goes straight out of the spot.
Well, Abercrombie taken off the court.
This is bad news for the Breakers, I'll tell you right now, though. If that is a high ankle sprain, which is what it looks like, that is a long recovery, much worse than just a regular ankle sprain. It's very tough to get back from. The last week, hard time for the Breakers and ankles.
Crawford's still in the game. I'll tell you what, he might know he's being taken out now. He'll sit down and he's hearing it from the crowd. He may be a little bit worried if he was to stay in the game. The Breakers might have a little bit something on the old elbow for him.
I understand hustle and I understand effort, but that's a stupid foul. There's a guy going up, and I know you don't want to be embarrassed. You don't want the crowd to get fired up on you, but there's no play at the ball there. All you can do is injure a guy, and it's just unfortunate to see.
Bruton to Corletto. 3, no good. Blanchfield pulls down the rebound. Minute 13 to go in game 3. While they win, they wait on the fitness of Tom Abercrombie, because right now he is behind the Breakers bench, being seen to by their training staff. And we have a substitution as Josh Bloxham checks in on the made shot. Cedric Jackson sits down.
Gonna try and make sure that the ankles are there healthy right now, stay healthy. Breakers don't want to see any more injuries coming on.
Cedric Jackson has a moon boot he could borrow.
And a wheelchair.
Hopefully Tom Abercrombie will be good to go come Thursday night. Wilkinson is fouled on the 10th.
Well, 44 seconds left. The name of the game is just to get out healthy. The Breakers gonna hopefully empty the bench, get everybody else in. CJ Bruton says thank you to the crowd. Get some noise.
Josh Bloxham and Dion Brewster, the young fellas in the backcourt.
They arrived at the game together. They get to finish the game together now.
Ben Allen will come in for the Crocs. Eddie Gill takes a seat.
And there it is, the Black Eyed Peas, Andrew Mulligan.
Nothing signals like a good time in sport like the Black Eyed Peas. As Allen hits an air ball 3. There's been about 3 of those for the Crocs tonight. Just has not been their night in the second half. They hung tough in the first half, but the Breakers closed them out. Brewster gets it back, shoots the 3, hits it. Dion Brewster with a grin on his face. Norton. That's it. 5 seconds to go. Tipped away, and the Crocs. Well, that'll do it. The Breakers are going back to the finals. They won it last season, and they're on track to do it again. Townsville Crocs played them tough, executed a brilliant game plan in game 1 and game 2. The Breakers turned up and played their hearts out. And will it be a broken heart for Tom Abercrombie with that high ankle sprain? We'll have to find out. But the Breakers in control. They win 97-80. Nice sportsmanship there from the Crocs.
Celebration time for the Breakers, but they have bigger goals in mind. They came into the season thinking championship. And after a long and arduous journey, they now have the opportunity to get that title.
A long conversation between Peter Crawford and Tom Abercrombie. I think Peter's just trying to explain he meant no ill from it. He's a baller, but he's not dirty. And Tom Abercrombie just gutted at the moment.
Yeah, he wants none of that.
Right, let's go down to Dennis Katsanis, who has CJ Bruton.
Yeah, thanks very much, Andrew. CJ, congratulations on making it to the Grand Final Series. I can tell, and I know what you're going to say. You're not smiling, and it's obviously because of that incident with Thomas Abercrombie.
Yeah, obviously, it's not something that you want to see in a ball game. So any player, we play this game and we play it hard, but we don't go out there to play to hurt each other. PC said he made a play for the ball, which, you know, I got to take his word for it. And he did look like he jumped for the ball when I saw the replay, but hey, accidents happen.
CJ, look, putting that aside, obviously back-to-back Grand Finals, you won 4 championships. You must have your fingers crossed that number 5 might be on the way.
Hey, it's always special when you get to this point, but to know that the work that these guys have put in, obviously coming here and having the support that we have here in New Zealand, it's very important. This one means a lot. This means more than the first. I can say from my first championship, hey, I forgot about that one. Hey, this is where it counts right now.
Game 2. All the pressure was on you. You seemed the most relaxed I've ever seen you. What's your secret?
I play for big moments. Hey, all these people came out here to see this team do well, and I wasn't going to let that happen. Not on my watch. Hey, but everyone did their job. We played hard. We took away some of the things, their strengths, forced them into different situations which they weren't comfortable playing. And again, it was a great effort by all the boys.
CJ, happy Easter. We'll see you Thursday.
Happy Easter to you all at home. Keep watching, keep supporting us.
Well, Gary Wilkinson getting the crowd fired up as CJ Bruton talking to Dennis there. And just a fantastic night.